In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Canada Immigration and Citizenship Express Entry Program, which is popularly known as Canada PR Program. And in the video, I'm going to discuss what the program is about. I will show you the different pathway. If you think I'm wrong or I provided the wrong information, please write in the comment section so that we learn from you, because the information I'll be sharing with you are solely based from the information I've gotten from the internet. So let's get started. Hi, welcome to Impact with Alice. I'm glad to have you here on my channel. If you've not subscribed to my channel and you're interested in this type of content, please click on the subscribe button. If you ask Google for the Canada Permanent Residence, the popularly known as Canada PR program, the information here says it's a 5-year multiple entry visa that provides skilled foreign workers with an opportunity to work and settle in Canada. And also you can extend this visa during your stay. Alternatively, if you're working for 3 years, then you can apply for permanent citizenship, and therefore you become a Canadian citizen within 3 years. As a permanent resident, you have been given the permission to live permanently in Canada, but you are not yet a citizen. In order for you to become a citizen, if you are successful with your express entry and you're invited to apply, you'll be issued what is known as permanent resident card, which is known as the PR card. And this can be used to show that you have permanent resident status in Canada, and it's valid for 5 years like we've read, and also this you can extend. But what can you do with as a permanent resident in Canada? Here, as a permanent resident, you have the right to most of the social benefits that the Canadian citizen have access to, including healthcare coverage. You can live in Canada, you can work or study anywhere you want in Canada. And also with this PR card, after 3 years, you can apply for the Canadian citizenship. And also with your PR card that allows you to live in Canada, you have protection under Canadian law and the Canadian Charter of Rights and Human Freedom. So what you cannot do as a PR card holder is that you cannot vote or run for political office within the 3 years that you are still working. And also you can't hold some jobs that require high level security clearance. The next thing I want you to know is that there are different routes that you can use to go to Canada, and these different routes are listed here on the canada.ca website. So in order for you to immigrate to Canada, you can go through the express entry, which is the most popular route for most people moving to Canada from their country. Another option is through family sponsorship. So if a relative invites you over, you can use that to move to Canada. There is the provincial nomination, which is based on skilled jobs in some certain provinces in Canada. So for instance, if we check some provinces, they're either looking for truck drivers, for agricultural workers. So all those different kind of nomination also will give you extra points if you already entered the express entry pool. If your profession is among the highly sought after profession, then if you submit a provincial application while you are still in the pool, you might get selected to go to that province that is selecting you. However, you will need a different application for this. So first you will need to submit an express entry and another addition application to this to the province that is looking for the type of qualification that you have. There is the Quebec selected skilled worker. Also, I think this particular one is based both on language and also on professions. So if you're French speakers and you work in some certain sectors of our profession, this also will allow you to be able to search for jobs that they are looking for with those certain language speaker. I'm going to put the link of this in my description box. The other thing is that there is this Atlantic immigration program, and you can see with this you can immigrate by graduating from a school or working in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, or Newfoundland and Labrador. So these different provinces, they have a program known as the Atlantic Immigration Program that targets graduates from any of the school to go to these provinces. There is the caregiver route. So if you're a health professionals or you work as a carer, doctor, any of those routes that is in the medical route, Then there's a different program for you to apply. There's a startup visa. So if you have money and you want to go and start a business in Canada, this type of visa is what will allow you to move to Canada to go and start such a business. If you are self-employed, for instance, you have a job, or you designed a company, or all this food processing or something, as long as you're able to get the license, you can immigrate through this visa route in order to be able to continue doing your business in Canada. There is the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot, and this is for small Canadian communities supporting their local economy through immigration. Pilots opens to permanent resident applicants later in 2019. So this program was introduced in 2019, and it has its own requirements. I see that there are so many different routes. Let me not bore you with all the different ones. There is a Greek food pilot, the refugee one. So these are for those that are seeking for refuge in Canada. You don't need a visa for this. If you're able to get yourself to the Canadian border, you're able to apply for other certain circumstance. They will assess, evaluate your circumstance, and be able to decide if you'll be granted the refugee status or not. Be careful. This is specifically for people that are from war-torn countries. There is the economic mobility pathway, francophone immigration for French speakers. So you can see there are so many different pathways that you can access. Don't rush and make application. Most time it's best to first submit the express entry profile. In order to be able to submit an application for the express entry, there are some certain criteria that you need to meet, and the first two is that you will need an English proficiency certificate. So you can write either the IELTS general exam, TOEFL, Cambridge test. It doesn't matter which one, just check which one is required for the express entry, because I don't think they take the IELTS academic for the express entry. You have to write the general exam. And also the second thing is that you have to do evaluation of your qualification. So if you've studied for a PhD, you can do a WES evaluation. And also I will show you the website for doing the evaluation. Usually the Canadian uses the World Education Service, which is known as WES. And on this platform, on this web page, you can submit your application for your evaluation of your study credential. So if your maximum qualification is a PhD, you do not need to do evaluation for your master's and bachelor's. You will only do the evaluation for the PhD for you, and that is sufficient. Similarly, if you have just master's as your highest qualification, then you do not need to do evaluation of your bachelor degree. They will only evaluate the master's degree and give you its equivalent for the Canadian study grading system. If you have bachelor's, definitely you will have to submit transcripts, like submit the details to your university. They won't take your own copy of your transcript. They will want the your transcript record directly from your university. So this also, I'll provide the link in my description box. And in this next part of the video, I'm going to show you how to calculate your comprehensive ranking score. Thank you, and I wish you all the best in your application and future endeavors. Goodbye.